How's it going, everyone? Nyzam45 here with some more Star Trek Online.
Warships have invaded the area.
Why does everyone interrupt me?
I will be acting as flag captain for a small task force that will engage the enemy throughout the system. Once your team has formed up at the rendezvous coordinates, you will enter the Korfez system and engage the Vadwar.
Thank you, Carrie. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Star Trek Online with Nyzam45. We are playing the Battle of Korfez today. This is by no means a new queue whatsoever. In fact, this queue was released like a year ago now. This was released at the launch of Delta Rising. So sometime early last year, I think. But I've never actually played this before. That's not true. I played it one time, and our team failed on this stage a year ago, and I've never come back before. But with a while back, I played Undying Assault, which is which is a queue that I said I was never going to play on my channel because of how insanely hard it was. And I went back on my word, and I went and played it anyway. Probably sometime earlier this year. I don't remember what exactly. There's a lot of those things when I did that video. But I went ahead and played it, and because with how much the game has changed, with the amount of power creep that's happened in the game, I realized, Undying Assault is nowhere the slaughter fest it used to be. And it was actually doable now with a regular pug team. And so it's been so long since Battle of Korfez was out, and I did realize this was a very cool mission. But I never recorded it. And it was because back then, when Delta Rising first came out and the new, the changes to the difficulties of the queues and stuff were updated, I never bothered to play elite versions of things that I knew were near impossible to complete. Like, there were other elite queues that I've done. Bug Hunt was the big one back then. But, Battle of Korfez, after we failed on the first stage, after literally, I think it was literally under 1 minute, I just said to myself, screw it, I'm never playing this again. And so, I've never come back to the Battle of Korfez. So this is essentially a blind playthrough for me. The only time I'd ever played it was literally almost a year ago now, and I'd never really stepped foot in it before, but I've upgraded my ship quite a bit. Power creep has made it where these elite Vadwar are not so elite anymore, and it's doable now. But that is one of the things that was very unique. Well, it's still very unique to this particular queue. The fact that, what are we doing now? Oh, we're going to warp in 15 seconds.
Korfez 4 uses solar power, more than 80% of which is gathered by a solar station in close orbit. 4 Vadwar task groups are threatening that station. You need to protect it.
Okay, thank you, Harry. Not sure why we're going here, but
that station. Stop them.
Okay, I already took you off comms. You can stop talking now. Anyway, something that's very unique about this queue, I don't think I said before, was its difficulty. And when it was first released, I guess it was like a testing grounds for Cryptic, sort of, because when it was first released, it is, and still is actually, the only queue in the entire game. That's a lot of those explodey things. The only queue in the entire game that is only one difficulty. Like, you have, like, let's say, okay, that hurt. You have, let's say, Bug Hunt. Like, let's just use Bug Hunt again. So you have that queue, and it comes in 3 difficulties, right? Normal, Advanced, and Elite. And of course, they have different difficulties and objectives and blah, 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 blah. Battle of Korfez only comes in 1 difficulty, Elite. There is no normal and no advanced version of this queue. So Elite is the only one that's still, there, or it was ever there, I guess. And despite the fact that this was released a year ago, and I'll talk about the rewards about this queue and how really I don't really think they're particularly very good. Despite all of that, this queue is actually noticeably popular these days. I've been seeing that, like, you know, most of the queues, I'm not going to say all of the queues, but most of them are rather dead. You know, they don't have people playing them 24/7 or anything. This particular queue, though, I noticed that there's at least one group playing this queue all the time. Or at least, you know, most of the time. And I don't really know why. I guess, you know, I was thinking about it before I started recording this, and... Can you please... Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'll back away. Okay, good, we're here now. I'm not afraid of you anymore. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, about why people are playing this queue. And I thought about it before recording this. I was like, you know, people always like playing Infected Space, you know, the old Borg STF, as kind of like the stomping grounds. Like, when I was upgrading my ship, people always said, you know, if you want to test your DPS, go into that particular queue. And, you know, if you look, you know, aside from, like, Crystalline Entity or whatever, it is probably the most played queue even today, despite the fact that it's, like, 3 years old. And I started wondering myself...
Want to break the blockade in an asteroid field to protect the populated worlds, but it's taking heavy fire from the VOD war. The blockade will collapse without support. If it falls, the VOD war will have free access to Korfez 4.
What's so special about Korfez, anyway? I mean, why are we fighting for this planet? I've never been there. Is it nice weather? Do they have a gift shop? Anyway, okay, this is a weird place. Anyway, as I was gonna say about, as I was saying about Infected Space, you know, that's the old kind of like stomping ground for DPS and stuff. And so I was wondering, you know, for the higher ups in DPS, please fire my weapons, thank you. For the higher ups in DPS, you know, is this like their new stomping ground? Or is this like the new proving ground to test your DPS for, you know, like the 100k cares and stuff? Or, okay, what's going on? They just escaped. Keep Vodwar from breaking through the... Okay, yeah, we just lost 2 of them, so I don't know. I have no idea what we're doing. I'm just blowing up everything I see. Okay, thank you, Harry. You don't have to continue to repeat your... Okay, bye. Okay, they're just kind of continually coming through our defense. I'm assuming our defenses are the big... Well, the force field octagons. Octagons? Hexagons. Hexagons. Those are hexagons, nice, not octagons. Remember your geometry. Anyway. But, yeah, it's still kind of strange to me how a lot of people play this particular queue nowadays. I can't say I don't like the queue so far. I mean, so far it's pretty nice. It's kind of weird how we're just kind of warping from one place to the next, which is kind of cool because you don't see that in a lot of queues nowadays. But as gameplay-wise, I mean, it's just blow everything up, so it's not particularly unique or anything. But I don't know. I'm guessing my theory of the whole you know, DPS or stuff is possibly true, maybe. Like, that'd be my guess, at least. But, like I said, I'd never done this queue in my channel before, and that he escaped my web. Why did you escape? So you escaped my web, and now I'm being held by one of your stupid drone things. Thank you. That's logic right there. Thank you. Yeah, okay, I think that he's gone. Can I catch him, or not? He's almost done. No, don't go. Okay, he was like 2% health left. As I was talking about earlier, though, about the rewards for this particular queue, unless they changed it, which I'm pretty sure they didn't, the rewards for this queue are going to be, you know, a salvage technology, which, you know, that's cool. Those sell for nice on the exchange, but you only get one, and a couple of R&D rare purple R&D mats, because, you know, Elite gives a couple of them, I think 2 or 3 of them compared to Advanced, and since it's naturally Elite, we're gonna get a couple of those. And the weird thing that I always thought about this queue, and one reason why I also never played it, was the kind of R&D mats that it gave, and that is, I think we're gonna be getting Terrelium K, And if anyone is, if anyone has ever played a single Borg STF before, you very well know that every single Borg STF gives Terrelium K. I don't know if Borg Disconnected does, but I mean, like, Terrelium K is easily probably one of the. No, radiogenic particles are probably the most easiest to get now because of how many people play Crystalline Cataclysm. But back in the day when people played Borg STFs for fun, Terrelium K was easily the most available R&D mat out there. And so I never really understood why they made that the reward for this queue. Because so far this has taken a while. We're already 11 minutes in, and I don't even know how far we are in yet. So, but anyway, I think it would have been much better if, you know, for this particular queue at least, they'd gone with like Argonite gas or Kralon or something. You know, like Argonite. Oh my word! Back in the day when when R&D mats were important, Argonite, for crying out loud, those were just. Argonite was so freaking hard to get. It's like only like 3 queues gave it out, and they were the hardest queues in the entire game. Okay, thank you. They were the hardest queues in the entire game at that time. I remember, Undyne Assault was one of them, I think. And then there was pretty much all the Undyne ones gave Argonite gas. There was like 1 or 2 other ways to get it, but it was like so difficult to get that one. I think Argonite is used for projectiles in crafting, so I don't really know why it would be particularly, you know, valuable. But still, you know, they sold for so much back on the exchange back then. It was just insane. Are we almost done here? It says 19 of 20. Does that mean we're gonna fail, or does that mean we're gonna win? I can't tell. Anyway, that reminds me of a story, actually, of of back when the R&D system was first updated. You know, with all the new mats and stuff, and by mats I mean materials. But it was back when the elite materials came out. You know, the purple ones like radiogenic particles, Plecton, Kralon, Argonite, Terrelium K. What's the last one? Dentarium, right. When all those were released, you know, they were super hot stuff on the exchange. Because everyone was like, you know, everyone was wanting to upgrade their gear day one. And so, I remember one day...
They're pushing the Vaadwaur back, but they're not going to leave without a fight. And if they can't take the planet, they'll destroy it. The Vaadwaur are sending in the VSW Implacable. It's a dreadnought, and sensors are picking up a stockpile of trilithium-tipped torpedoes on board. If they fire those into the stars, they'll create a supernova that can take out half the sector. You're the only ships in range. Stop that dreadnought, no matter the cost.
Yes, sir, we need to save that gift shop. Anyway, as I was saying about the R&D mats.
Pushing the Vaadwaur back, but they're not going.
Okay, yes, thank you. That was the same thing. Oh, big ship. Yes, I can do damage to you. Okay. The story I was telling about the R&D mats. So day 1 or day 2 or something or whatever, shortly after release of the updated R&D stuff. I'm on Saran, you know, my science cat, and I go and just play a bunch of Borg STFs. And I don't mean like the space ones. I'm talking ground STFs, because me and my fleet mates, we were doing a bunch of stuff that day. And I come back with like 5 or 6 Plecton, which, you know, Plecton, you know, it's pretty easy to get, you know, in today's market at least. But Plecton, back then, since it was, you know, hot and no one liked ground queues, it was very difficult to come by at that moment. And, you know, Plecton now, I think you can get on the exchange for like 4,000 EC. It's like really, really cheap. Like, all the materials are really cheap. The most expensive one, I think, of Radiogenics would go for like 23k. But, Bright! What happened? Why is my screen white? What is going on? Okay. That was freaking weird. Okay. That was interesting. The Plecton, like I was telling about. I had like 7 or 6 Plectum or something, and and at the time, you know, it was still hot stuff. So the prices on the exchange were going, I think, 7.5 million per Plectum. I'm not even joking. It was that much EC per Plecton at the time, just because of how new everything was. And I just sold all my Plecton because I was like, screw it, I don't need to upgrade my stuff, which I then realized, you know, months later that I did need to. But anyway, a trilithium torpedo. Are we supposed to destroy these? Come on, go away. Okay, good, we got it. The Plecton, yeah, it's sold for 7.5 million per unit. And so, like, that particular day, I made like 35 million EC. In literally, probably about like 20 minutes, they all sold. It was just, it's insane. It's fun to take advantage of that stuff sometimes. Like, I kind of feel bad when I do it, because I know, like, people are going to kick themselves in the butt later for doing that and buying something that they didn't need really that early on. Because, heck, I've done that before. Like, with this last update to the artifacts and stuff, with the Sphere Builder lockbox, I bought a couple different things, and I've lost... Okay, everything's white. What the heck is that ability that's like that? It's like a supernova or something. Supernova. Oh. Are those the trilithium torpedoes that are going on? Okay, he just shrunk. Okay, that's nice. This might be the trilithium torpedoes. We might be... oh, yeah. Korfez star stability is going down. We're screwing ourselves right now. Okay. Can I move, please? I'd like to... yeah, I hate those things. But yeah, I've lost a couple million, dozen million EC with the release of artifacts, because I was too eager to buy stuff. I had no patience. So, and yeah, but you know, you can play the exchange and make stuff that way. But if any of you are wondering about like the weapons I'm firing, okay, that ability does not work on big guys. Got it. If you're wondering the weapon setup I'm using right now. You might be noticing I'm shooting the Dyson proton gun thing, turret. I don't know what it's called. Okay, we've been fighting this guy for like, what, like 6 minutes now? And he's down to 86% health. Seriously, okay, and he's gone again. I'm noticing a pattern here. This is not fun. But yeah, I'm just experimenting with the loadout right now. This is not permanent by any means. I'll probably go back to my normal stuff. So, where did he go again? He's all the way over there! Okay, oh, this is gonna take frickin' forever.
3 hours later.
Okay, seriously, how much health does this freaking thing have?
6.5 hours later.
Like, seriously, this thing has got to be the highest health boss I have ever seen in this entire game. And it keeps jumping from side to side, which is so annoying.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting, and they had to hire a new one.
Oh my word, yes, finally!
I'll admit, I'm skeptical that you and your teammates are up to the task. I'm glad you proved me wrong. I'll notify Joint Command that reinforcements will not be needed. A handful of the Alpha Quadrant's best ship commanders just saved the Korfez system.
Thank you, Harry. Fun little fact, if you fail the mission at any point, Harry just goes ahead and says, I don't know why I ever put any sort of trust in you. You're a horrible captain. You should never have been given command of any ship. Go back to the academy. You're stupid. That's essentially what he tells you. Anyway, that was the Battle of Korfez, everyone. My freaking word, this was so long. This was so long. I cut a lot of the video of that last boss battle out just because, oh my word, it took like 10 minutes to kill that thing. And it was just like constantly going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth on opposite sides of the map. Whenever he would disappear, he would spawn like 20 kilometers away. Or 25, or maybe 30 even, I don't know. It was just like so hard to kill that thing. and he would like despawn every 5% health he dropped. It was just, Okay, well, I'm never playing this queue again, and that was a Battle of Korfez, everyone. Yeah, technically a year late. This is Ages of Yesterday artifacts, not Delta Rising in the slightest anymore, but thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.